My downstairs neighbor left me a note, and it turned into something I didn't expect. I, 29F, live in a mid-rise apartment building in Minneapolis. I've been here about 2 years. The walls are decently insulated, but the floors, not so much. I've always been hyper-aware of that, so I tiptoe at night, keep my TV low, the usual. Last month, a new tenant moved into the unit below me. His name's Etienne. Early 30s, I only know because the leasing office mentioned it when I asked about mail getting misdelivered. The first interaction I had with him wasn't face-to-face. It was a handwritten note slid under my door. Hi, I just moved in downstairs. I think your chair legs scrape across the floor a lot in the mornings. Totally understand if you're getting ready for work, but maybe rugs would help. Thanks, not trying to be a pain. I was kind of embarrassed because I do have one dining chair that makes this god-awful scraping sound when I drag it out. I hadn't realized it carried downward, so the next day I picked up some felt pads from Target and stuck them on all my chairs. Then I left him a note back because I didn't want to be rude, because that ain't slay or demure. Hi, Etienne. Sorry about that. Fixed it. If you hear anything else, let me know. L. I figured that was that. But 2 days later, another note appeared. Thanks. Totally quieter. Also, I promise I'm not just here to complain. Would you want some banana bread? I made too much. Not going to lie, I hesitated. I grew up in a don't take food from strangers household. But I decided to risk it. The banana bread was amazing. Not too sweet. Lots of walnuts. I left the Tupperware outside his door with a sticky note. This is ridiculously good. You might get drafted into baking for the whole building. From there, it turned into this little note trading thing. I'd come home from work and sometimes find a slip of paper under my door. Stuff like, do you also hear the mystery flute at 11 p.m.? Yes, and it's unnerving.
Would you say our elevators smell more like old pennies or wet cardboard? Consensus. Pennies.
If you had to rate your worst landlord experience on a 1-10 scale, what's the number? I gave mine an 8, involving a mold issue in my last place. It became kind of a highlight of my day. Last week, I finally knocked on his door instead of writing back. He looked exactly how I expected. Kind of lanky, glasses, wearing a cardigan in 85-degree weather. We ended up talking in his kitchen for like 2 hours about nothing and everything. He told me he'd moved from Quebec for work, didn't know many people here, and thought the notes would be a less awkward way of introducing himself. We got married a year ago, but yesterday I found out he's cheating on me with my bestie.
So I killed him and ate him.